All right, buddy. So what's your name and where are you from, man?
Well, my name Greg. I go by Iggy though. Iggy. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the east side. It's my state ID right there. Gregory. Gregory. But yeah, I go by Iggy. Channel's Iggy MB5679. It's my DOC number. Anyone
Okay.
can look
Oh,
me
that's
up.
you
I don't
got a
really care.
YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we'll talk about that towards the end and let people know what you do on there and send them your way if they feel like they want to go check it out.
Yeah. Yep.
So you done penitentiary time?
Yeah. 4 years. I did 4 years straight.
4 years straight, and it was in PA. Uh,
Yes, sir.
what exactly did you do to land yourself in there for 4 years, and what prisons did you go to, if you don't mind me asking?
Man, I actually did my state time on a fluky charge. Man, it was actually the most less let the like the less serious case I ever had. I got in trouble with more serious stuff. Like I told you in the thing, I did a lot of county time too. I got about 10 years between juvenile, county, and then my state bid. My state bid's last bid I did. So I actually ended up going to prison for a felony 3 criminal trespass charge, and that's it, bro. A felony 3 criminal trespass. Did 4 years over it. I maxed out. I got in a lot of trouble, but the catch is that I was on that felony 3 probation. Like I did 11 and a half to 23 months down the county, right? So I actually did 2 sentences. That's how PA is. You guys are Commonwealth too, so you're probably the same. I actually did 2 different bids on this charge. So my first one was the county sentence, right? And then I got out and I was in what they call mental health court. I pled guilty to mental health court with a big list of charges, but they were old. The only new one was a criminal trespass. And I went to court one day from the street to get a review hearing, and they want to P test me, right? So I knew I was hot. So before I went, I had stuff two bricks heroin up but in between my butt. I had it stuffed right there, but
Hold
it was
on, two
showing.
bricks.
Yeah, no, not keys. In Pittsburgh, yeah, no, not kilos. In Pittsburgh, a brick of dope is just 50 bags.
Okay.
It's just like it's a gram, basically 1 gram.
Yeah.
But they bust them down into
Kind of
50
like
little.
a bundle or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. 5 bundles. Each bundle's 10, 50 bags. So
Okay.
I had 100 of them. Nice, it was about this long in between my butt cheeks, and they caught me trying to give them fake pee to sheriff. So the sheriff's like, "Oh, he got something in his hand." Da, da, da. I'm like, "I don't got nothing."
Hold
I
on. So
told
where
him
was this at? This was you were getting a urine screen done where?
in the courthouse from the street
Why the hell do you have all that dope in your butt if you're going to court?
because I knew I had my piss was hot and I thought I was gonna go to jail.
So you were
But
trying to smuggle it in.
yeah, listen, I got the paperwork right here. It's the funniest affidavit ever, dude. It's the funniest one. So
I
here's
got I
how it
got to
goes.
hear that though when you're done telling the story.
Yeah, yeah, I'll read it. It's funny. Here's how it goes in PA, right? If you're like I said, I did a 1 year in the county for this same charge, and now I'm going to a review hearing, and basically, I'm pleading saying that I'm a drug addict, so I get these frequent urines at the courthouse. And the deal is, when you go to jail from the courthouse, they never strip search you until you're going upstairs in the jail. So I would basically have all the time to hide that. I would go to jail, I would go through processing, and I would have all that time to baggy them up and really stuff them in a suitcase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have to do all that yet because I wouldn't get strip searched. They don't do that until you're about to get put in your reds in the county, which is about 4 days after your arrest. So my my brilliant plan was that if I got a hot piss test, if I couldn't use the fake pee, I was going to get my own pee and it was going to be hot. I would go to jail, and then I would have these drugs to make money, get my little couple hundred on my books. But because he caught me with a fake urine bottle, and dude, they gave me a charge for that. It's
Yeah.
called furnishing drug-free urine.
That's a
Never knew
felony
that.
too, isn't it?
No, it was a misdemeanor too.
Okay.
It gave me one year upstate, 1 to 2 years upstate, a misdemeanor too. That's how bad my record is. But I didn't even know that was a charge because I never did that. I just gave him hot pee because then it's they might send me to rehab. But when he caught me with that fake pee, now the sheriff wants to strip search me. So I cannot get caught with that in a courthouse. You know what I mean? Like I'm bugged out. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? That caught me off guard because it was showing if they strip searched me, they'd have found it. And it was only just in between, You know what I'm saying? Between the cheeks.
Your clench game was on 100.
Yeah, bro, this shit hit the news, bro.
It was on
He's
the
like, come
news?
on. Oh, this hit the news. This is why I went upstate for such a petty charge. Because he's like, come on, you're going to see the judge. You're getting strip search. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, all right. So I was like, man, keep walking. I'm talking bad as shit. So I'm like, man, keep walking. Stop worrying about me. This dude actually walks 10 feet ahead of me. I'm on the 5th floor of the Allegheny County Courthouse. And I start bolting down these steps. Boom, hit the steps. Boom, boom, boom. Hit all these steps down the floor. Then I hit the bottom floor. I start walking all casual. My man had a ride outside.
Who was walking with you? Was it the deputy?
It was a sheriff,
Okay,
and a probation officer.
Okay.
And they got down to why they got 10 feet in front of me. They listened to me. I'm like, man, keep walking, man. Like, go ahead. Boom, I dip down the courthouse. Get out. I get outside. When I hit the 1st floor, I start walking all casual. You know, nothing's up. I'm out of breath. I get out of the back door. I don't know how I do it. I get out of the courthouse. Now they're talking crazy. Oh, he escaped from the courthouse. My picture's on the news. And then they blew this out of proportion, man. They're hanging up shit in my neighborhood they're hanging up pieces of paper talking about $1,500 to turn me in.
They're putting you on the back of milk cartons.
Yeah, for running out of the courthouse for a felony 3, bro. I'm like, wow, I had no idea it was gonna be this big of a deal. I got the affidavit, man. It is hilarious, man. The sheriffs are it's funny. It's you become like when people hear when you go to jail, you become like not famous, but your case becomes like it's as funny to everyone, you know. But that's why they gave me 4 years for a felony 3 right there. Granted, I'm a refill. My record's bad. Like I told you, I did time in your state before, man, down in Richmond. One of the roughest bids I ever did in my life.
Really?
Was in Richmond, Virginia. Oh yeah. Fighting every day down there. That was a rough stop. I ain't gonna lie. And I was only 17. But yeah, so that's what gave me the 4 years. My judge was mad I ran out of the courthouse, basically. Like that's what it comes down to. She was pissed off at me. So they cracked my wig.
Yeah.
They did.
And you told me some pretty crazy stories before you get into prison about juvie, man. You said something about some officers doing some crazy stuff in there.
Yeah, so my boy is actually up Fayette right now, the dude I was with. His name's Perez. I got like jail calls with him on my channel. He'll call me. I put his address on there, try to get females to write him, a couple friends, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of my best friends. Well, he is. But anyway, he was with me, so like, you know, I have someone that can vouch for this. But I'm 17 and he's 18. We're from Pittsburgh, PA. We go down Florida. We had a little plug down there, whatever. And I grabbed just under 1/8 a key of coke. I got 4 ounces. And I'm coming back with it. And I told Perez it was mine and his. I said, bro, I'll hold it. You know what I mean? I'm younger. I'll hold it. And it was my fault. I was eating Xanny, smoking weed on a Greyhound when I got all that stuff on me. If I'm talking too much, just tell me.
Smoking weed on the Greyhound?
Yeah, at the stops. That's how we got caught.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, if I do talk anything too much, just tell me. I'll calm down.
You good.
But we get at Richmond. He's telling me we're in Richmond, Virginia. We got an hour and 5 minutes layover. He's like, no, Iggy, something's not right. Something's not right. I don't want to smoke. I'm like, man, roll that up. Stop crying. Da da da. So he rolls up. We go across the street from the Greyhound. Next thing you know, they had these police officers that beams on us. It was like pitch black. And I tried to pull it out and throw it in these big vents in front of this building, but it hit the ground, and they found it. And then what they did was they tried both of us, and I told him right there, I was like, it's mine. He was 18. I figured I was just going to get a slap on the wrist. I don't know why I thought that for that amount, but I just figured, like, I'm a juvenile. I'll be all right. I had done juvenile time already twice before that, so I did a lot of juvenile time. I figured I was going to be all right in Virginia, and no, I mean, I guess it worked out, but I did 18 months over it. 9 was down there. And the first thing they did was bring me to that county jail in Richmond. And that was, I wasn't built for that yet. I wasn't ready for that. This is one of the only times in my life that I was actually scared going to jail was at that county jail. I was nervous. Dude got a pencil put in his neck my first day there. It's like a dormitory setting jail, but with cells that go 3 bunks high. You know what I mean? There's like 3 bunks on the wall.
So they put you in there at 17?
At 17, they put me in there, try me as an adult. 1 week later, I went across the street to the detention center. It was only about a week. Paid a lot of money for a lawyer, and then when I went in there, that was worse than adult jail, the juvenile jail. Like, bro, that was crap. I was the only white boy. only white boy. I'm talking every teacher, every all them, every CO, gym teachers, all them. Well, it's fine, but they were all black and they didn't like me because I was white. And I was fighting every day down there. And because Virginia's a Commonwealth state and PA's Commonwealth state, they have these like extradition laws that they'll work with each other for. Like they actually work with each other. PA, like for example, I just was in jail in Chicago. I just did a month in Cook County jail. Just came home, and for example, I had a warrant I didn't even know about, but PA won't mess with Illinois, so Chicago can't come get me in Pennsylvania because it's not a serious enough crime, and the extradition laws don't work the same as they did in Virginia. So the lawyer basically got me extradited after 9 months. I did 9 months in a detention up there. Then I came up here and I went back to placement. Placement's like, juvenile jail. Did a little juvie bid, but yeah, it was pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. And the 4 years in prison, man. How was that like? What prisons did you go to? Oh, nice coffee mug, man.
Tinkerbell.
Hey. Damn fairy on your cup, man.
I remember you was like, someone said they don't like me sipping my coffee like that.
Hell no, they don't. They don't like it.
A minute ago. So I went to SCI Cohana. Well, no. First I went to SCI Camp Hill. That's classification. Then I went to SCI Cohana. I got kicked out of that jail. And I went to SCI Hellsdale, which is gangland. That's the worst jail prison I was ever in. Then I got kicked out of SCI Hellsdale, and I actually got sent back down here to home. SCI Pittsburgh right here, Western. It's the oldest jail in the state, built in 1848. It's like a dungeon, bro. So that's the jails I went to, yeah. SCI Camp Hill, Cohana, Hellsdale, Western.
Okay, and those are prisons.
Yeah, that's prison.
Okay, and were you running with anyone? Were you lone wolf? How were you doing your bid?
Yeah, no, I wasn't gangbanging at all. Pittsburgh has a white boy gang. You guys people here might not even have heard of them. They're called Pale Kings. They're like a branch off of the Latin Kings. In the 90s, the Philly boys and the white boys in Pittsburgh, like kind of, they gave a green light to the white boys in Pittsburgh to start a gang to protect themselves in the 90s. And they're called the Pale Kings. Now, them dudes from then were official. Now, it's like they're just, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad on them, but I wasn't joining with them. Like,
Pale Kings?
Pale Kings, like Pale, Pale,
yeah. Like
white boy Pale King. Yeah, I wasn't, we weren't vibing right. Like I said, I get along with a lot of them. A lot of them are good dudes. A lot of them are thorough dudes, but there's a lot that ain't neither. And almost if you have that tattoo in jail, immediately every gang is on your head. Like they don't like you. They think you're soft. They think you're a rat for being a Pale King. And like I said, a lot of them are cool, thorough dudes, but then they got that reputation. So I wasn't joining them. All the way from the county, they would try to get me. And I just wasn't, I'm just different. My neighborhood where I'm from, the white boys don't do that. We're not Pale King. I didn't gangbang at all. I was independent, which brought a lot of heat on me at certain situations for sure. But I have to say, like, going to prison, I was excited about. I like, this ain't to sound hard, tough, or nothing. I know the nervous system that people get when they go to prison. I understand that, but for me, dude, I couldn't wait to get out of the county. I just wanted to get out of county jail and get to prison so bad. And everyone would tell you, like, oh man, prison's so much better. You're going to go up there. You're going to get freedom. You're going to get the yard. You're going to get to lift weights. You're going to get to play sports. And then there's the bad side of it too. And me just being a nut, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get up there. Like, so, but the first day of prison, I don't know if you guys got this in Virginia, but the first day is the craziest when they bring you in. You got to sign a death warrant. You got to sign a death warrant, and then you got to tell them that if no one claims your body, they're allowed to cremate you in the jail. that was the part where I'm like, wow, this shit got real.
Damn, yeah, I don't know if I signed anything like that or not. I can't recall.
The very first day of prison, when they quarantine you, I don't know if you guys get quarantined when you go to jail. Do you get quarantined? Like you get segregated for like a week when you first go to the penitentiary?
Yeah, we got segregated for about 3 days.
Yeah, not a week. You're right. 3 days. Yeah.
It's a classification house. It was a classification building within the prison, And after the 3 days, they would ship us to a pod, in a different building on the same compound. It was two in Virginia. We went through two different types of classification. One was to determine what prison you went to, and then once you get to that prison, they would classify you and then within the prison, and then put you into wherever, based upon
Oh,
age and crime. I was young as shit, and I had violent crime, so they threw me in there with the freaking gangbangers and the wild hoodlums. So, yeah,
right, right, yeah, same scenario. They check your levels and stuff, level 4 housing, all that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's when we go to Camp Hill. Um, there's a in Chatham, Virginia. There's a penitentiary called Green Rock, right?
Green Rock, yeah, I heard of Green Rock.
Yeah, my boy Perez that I was telling you about, that's up Fayette. Back in '08, he'd been in prison since '08. They they signed a deal with you guys where prisoners from PA would be housed in Virginia because we were so packed. You
Yeah,
remember that?
it's happened like that for Connecticut as well. When I was there, they brought down these Connecticut cats, a bunch of cats from Connecticut, because I guess they had some kind of shit going on like you're talking about,
Yeah.
and it was overcrowded, and DC cats. We had some DC cats come down there too, and there were some pretty big problems with the Connecticut dudes. But I'll tell you this: some Connecticut dudes were wild as hell.
Yeah.
They were wild, man. So they were. It was kind of the young wild dudes and stuff like that from Virginia were butting heads with these dudes because they were wild too, and they were kind of just having like a power
Oh, I
level there.
bet. I
But
bet.
yeah, it's happened like that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got sent to Michigan and Virginia times I remember. Yeah, it's crazy how they do that, man. Because that's definitely can cause. When I maxed out, we have Vermont dudes actually come down to our jail. Dudes from Vermont. These dudes come down with gold chains. They just come down with the most exclusive stuff in prison. Like I'm like, well, how you get that?
Yeah,
It was crazy.
and well, tell me this, man. What do you think was probably one of your scariest moments in prison?
Um, probably the riot. I was in a riot up Housedale, like where they got a north side and a south side, and they split the jails because there was a bad riot in '08, and like COs got a little mangled, so they had the jail split. But when I was up there, one side was in a riot, and that was kind of like one of the times where you just didn't know if you were going to get hit because, like I said, I wasn't with a gang. And I was new to the jail when it came. I just got off my classification block and I went to D block, and it was like the jungle. Like I didn't know anybody. You got all these dudes doing 20 to 40 years. You got 15 lifers, and then it all stemmed from an incident that happened on the street in Pittsburgh. Some dude got killed. They were in prison together, and they started this big riot with the G's and the Crips. G's is like a black flag gang. Like they rep a black flag. And yeah, like my cellie got involved. I was only in the cell with him for 2 days. It wasn't like a pick. I didn't sell a cell agreement with him or nothing. We got stuck in there by accident. So I didn't know this dude, and he ended up getting hit with a lock. Right, it was just a bad ride, and that was probably one of the, I guess one of the scariest moments. And then when I was down Western down here, I was busting a move through the visits, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was doing my thing, and I was like one of the main dudes in the jail, and man, that brought everything, man. That brought comfortability, money, kite, all the tobacco I wanted, living good. Then it brought, oh, Iggy, can I get a favor? Hey man, can I get a front till store day? And then it brought the Bloods and the Crips, like, oh man, you're selling this on my territory. You need to pay me a cut. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm not paying you nothing. I'm not no Crip. Like they're basically telling me I got paid for protection, that they won't let no one touch me. And that got me into a big ordeal with them. And all them white boys I was telling you about from Pittsburgh, that Pill King gang, they ain't do nothing, man. They did not rock with me. And those were the dudes I was looking out for. And that's what I mean about them. Like they actually ganged up with the Crips on me. And I was solo, ended up going to the hole. I got caught with a knife. Went to the hole. I did 90 days. And then when
How
I
you
got
get
out,
caught with the knife?
walking with it, just walking with it, random search, bang, bang, bada bang. No metal detectors in this jail. Like in Hellstill, SCI Hellstill, you have to go through metal detectors to get into the yard. So you can't really have a metal knife. They're all plastic, besides the ones that are buried in a yard that they never found. But in Western, SCI Western, right here in Pittsburgh, it's an old jail. There's no metal detectors. So what they do is just pull you out, do random searches at any given moment, any given time. And I just had it tucked in my sock, and they got me. But I was at war with these Crips, like they were at my neck, and it was when it just started. I got caught with it, and when I ended up getting out of the hole, I did 9 days in the hole. They didn't strip my visits because it wasn't a drug offense, so my visits were still good. So when I got out the hole, I started doing my thing again. The jail was closing down. That jail was closed now. It was closing down. So they're shipping dudes out every week. 50 to 100 people leaving. And a couple of these Crips were still there. And, I ended up getting into it with them again. I got my lip cut right here with a razor. I had a little scar right here. And that was the most worried time I had in prison, was that, because I was by myself. Like, I didn't have nobody. Like, there wasn't nobody rocking with me, man. Like, it was just like that. Everyone was getting shipped out. The thorough dudes was gone. Like, anyone that was rocking with me when the jail was full, at like 3,500 to 3,000 people, anyone that was there then that would rock with me. What's crazy is I'm from Pittsburgh, and the Philly dudes, the white boys from Philly, were the dudes that would have my back before all this happened. Those were dudes that had my back. And then you got these white boys from Pittsburgh that ain't even rock with me, man. Like, that made me catch feelings towards them, But like I said, I still am cool with a lot of them that weren't even involved in that. I got to put I'd have to put the camera up close. I had my lip was about this wide. Lil Ray, he tried to buck 50 me, and I stepped back enough where it caught my lip. And yeah, another thing is getting involved in someone's shit. Excuse my French. I actually got a video up right now. I ran into this dude the other day. Listen to this, man. I see this dude in jail, right? This dude writes, white boy, he's a pill king, okay? I recorded this whole conversation the other day. I'm in prison with him. He comes up to me. He goes, Iggy, I'm in debt with the Crips. Please give them one strip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Please give them one of them, and I'll send you the money. And dude, the Crip ended up coming up to my cell with him, and they were gonna cut his head off, or like they were at him. So I was like, all right, bro, I got you. He's like, I'm getting transferred tomorrow. This is when the jail's closing. He's like, I'm getting transferred tomorrow. So I trust him. I give dude the thing. I pay his debt off so they don't hurt him. Dude never sends me the money. Never sends it to me. I saved his life. Never sends it to me. What do you know? 2 days ago, I run into him on the street. Well, I press record on my phone. I put it on YouTube. I was teaching everyone a lesson. Like, this is what I messed up. I should have never got involved. I put it on my phone. I hit record. Yo, Rice, what's up, baby? Where's that money at? What you thought I was sweet? He starts copping a plea like, oh man, they said you never paid. He was just lying for real, bro. He got transferred the next day. I paid right in front. He was just lying to me. And anyway, long story short, what happened was I got involved in something I shouldn't have. The shot caller told me, Iggy, man, if you take this dude's debt, you have to pay it. Like, we're going to come at you. And I had it right there. So I'm like, bro, it's cool, twin. I got it. Bang, bang. But I got involved, and this dude ended up not sending me the money, which now puts me in a situation because someone ain't pay me that I saved. And then I ended up running to him on the street, which could have got a lot worse. It was never going to get there because it was only $50. I would never go back to jail over that. But, I still confront him and stuff. And, the lesson we learned is that I shouldn't have done that. I should have never got involved. You know what I mean? Getting in debt is the main thing you don't do. And I helped someone out, and you know what I mean? They didn't keep their word, man.
Yeah, that's how it typically goes in the old penitentiary, my friend.
Yeah, your word's all we got, man.
It is. It's pretty wild, man. That's why I always tell people, man, you can be that good Samaritan if you want to, but she'll turn on you quicker than you think.
The craziest thing I ever seen was actually in the county jail. Dude getting hit with the hot water right in his face. That bro, that was crazy. I felt so bad for this dude. I don't know how your jail is, but they bring up the Cambros at night, and they're like these big Cambros, a scorching hot water, like boiling hot water. And they're about to have a little gang thing. I was on 6D, and that's like where all the murders are and stuff down the county. That's a dude that's facing, serious time, and I'm up there because I had a little carjacking that I didn't even do. I'm fighting this case, which I did get acquitted for. You know what I mean? It's on my record. I got acquitted, found innocent. But so I'm up there with the violent offenders and stuff, and I've never been convicted of a violent crime in my life. So that's a bad bid too, because all these dudes are wild up there. And I seen someone get hit with hot water in their face. Man, I seen all kind of stuff up there. They used to have lockers in the county, like big lockers like this.
Well, first off, what happened to the dude after he got hit with the water?
His face literally like melted, bro. Like his skin bubbled up immediately, like crazy, dude. It was disgusting. Like, you know how like a blood or a burn blister looks, dude. They were all over his face, his eyelids, and everything. Like his whole face was just like his skin looked melted. It was bad. But when they threw the hot water in his face, a whole gang of them started stomping, dude. It was about 3 people. My bad. About 3 people start stomping, dude. You know, then they called the little code. All the COs come, they split it up. And yeah, I just remember seeing dude's face was like, it just looked like bubbled skin, like bubbly skin. It was disgusting, man. That water was like scorching hot.
Yeah.
Then what was I just about to say about that county?
Lockers. Something about lockers?
Oh yeah, I seen this dude made a sword out of a locker. That's when they took them out. They're about this. The lockers are about this long, and they're screwed into the wall. They don't have them at all anymore because of this dude. And the side of it, you know, it's so long. Somehow he cut that metal down and had a sword about this long. And up on 6D, they're so crazy. They're all facing shootings. It's crazy. These dudes walk around like this, and the COs don't do nothing because they're scared. COs walk around like, or I mean, the inmates walk around like this with shirts on their face because of the cameras, thinking like if they get into something and someone pokes somebody, like the camera ain't gonna know who they are. Like that's just how shot out they are. And dude had like a shirt on his face like this, and some dude was playing poker, and he come up with that sword right behind him, and he was like he was like a little shot at, you know what I mean, a little bit out there, this dude. So he thinks he's creeping across the whole pod. With, you know what I mean, there's 105 dudes out there, like no one's seen him, and he was trying to sneak up on dude and hit him with the sword, but dude ended up turning around and seeing, and they just went at it. He never really got him good with this big metal sword. Biggest shank I ever seen.
Yeah, he got lucky. He got lucky. Dude got lucky.
This is basically like if me and you were cellies, right?
Yeah.
If me and you were cellies, this what we
this
doing
is typical cell talk right here, man.
Yeah.
We all,
we cellies. Oh man, you got some funny stories, bro. You know what I mean? That's how it would be. But county, man, like I got so much time down there that like that is really where my most of my stories would be. The violence would be in the county. Like my prison bid was kind of like yours. It was kind of smooth for me. The most I had was my fault. Like all the drama I had was all on me. Just being a knucklehead and being hard headed. Like I got to go to Quehan at first, which is like a sweet jail, and I'm trying to flirt with all the CO girls. I'm trying to get on there. I had pulled a counselor from the county jail. She's visiting me. My counselor from the county jail is visiting me, writing me letters. I got in my box because I maxed out from the hole. I maxed out from the hole, so I didn't get to leave nothing. So this girl was visiting me and stuff, right? So I just think I'm the shit. You know what I mean? I got a counselor from the county visiting me. She lost her job because of me. I think I'm.
She lost her job because of you?
Yeah.
How the hell? I gotta hear that, man.
Here, look, I'm gonna show you, bro. She's gorgeous, bro. She's not no.
Oh no, I can't see. I don't put her up here. I don't want her coming on here, man.
No, she cool. You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll let you keep it for your channel. Let them people come over there and see it. But how the hell did she lose her job, man?
All right, so I'm a kitchen worker in the county, right? This is when I went upstate. This was my year before I went up to prison. So I'm a kitchen worker, and I had someone I knew from the street working in the kitchen. He's not a CO. He's a canteen worker. Dude, I know. He starts working with me, right? So I got this whole, I'm talking like I got an enterprise through the whole jail, 9 floors. I'm sending stuff to every floor in a food cart. Do you guys got them big food carts with the trays? Well, yeah. Well, I'm smuggling stuff to every pod on there. We're passing notes back
Yeah,
and forth.
that's a notorious way to do it. Trust me,
Yeah,
I know.
you know. And once again, thought I was the man. Well, I got told on. They yarned me. I had a hot piss, so I went into the hole. Right, I hadn't gone to trial yet. I didn't see my judge yet, so now I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna go there with a hot yarn. She's gonna crack my wig. So I go to the drug and alcohol pod to try to make it look like, Well, no. Look, because I was working
Bettering
on my
yourself.
addiction. I
Yeah.
was working on my addiction, and before court, and I ended up meeting this beautiful counselor. I mean, like gorgeous, bro. Like so beautiful. You're like, what is she doing here? You know what I'm saying? And dude, long story short, man, like gradually we just kept talking, and she knew why I went to the hole. Okay, she knew I had got caught. I'm not allowed to say that
What?
with
Traffic?
like
Like moving dope?
no Suboxone.
Oh yeah, you can say it. You can say that shit.
All right, well, I got that's the same thing I was doing in prison on a visit. I was smuggling them in. When the county, I got caught with that hot urine for Suboxone, and she knew that I was like smuggling them through the whole jail, and I had all this shit going on, paying COs, like had a phone, had all kind of stuff going on, and she was like, bro, she was literally like impressed about it. Like she was like intrigued. She wanted to know my story. Like, how did you do that? You know what I mean? This West Virginia graduate. So I'm just like, I just kept working with her, man. Like, and we became like friends. I end up being her counselor. Like, I'd go in there and be like, "Go ahead, talk to me, man. Let me know what's going on out there in your life. I'm gonna help you out." And that made us really bond and have a relationship. And then one day she was like, there's a girl pod, and she's like, the girls keep asking me to smuggle in a DVD, and she's like, I don't know what it is, but it's just something about getting over on the system, like putting these DVDs in my bra and smuggling them in jail. I get like a rush off of it, like breaking the law. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, when you want to smuggle in some of them DVDs and get $40 a piece for each one? And she's like, what you saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When you want each DVD, I'll give you $40 a piece. She's like, well, put your suit and tie on and come down Monday and talk to me. I'm gonna think about it over the weekend. It was a Friday.
What do you mean
Come in
suit and
Monday.
tie?
Yeah, just cutting up.
Okay, okay.
Just saying, like, put my business
Okay,
look
okay.
on to
Joking
come
around.
talk
All
to
right.
her. Like, yeah. So Monday she come in and she was with it, bro. She was with it, hand to hand in the council room. I had the best move in the jail, hands down, the best move anyone ever had in that jail. I had a counselor hand in hand with me, and this is all out there. She can't. This is not incriminating me or her. She'd already got in trouble. It's a case closed type of thing. Nothing can happen with this. But what's it called? So I sent her to see my stepdad. I mean, did that whole thing. She come through for me, and that really got us. Like, I started. Here's what I did, bro, and I got all of them. I started writing poems to her. No lie, I started writing
Holmes will get him.
love poems. Oh my god, bro! Listen, everybody, the poems is what got her. I'm telling you, the poems made her fall in love with me. That was. I had a rare hustle in jail. That was my hustle. I would write poems for people that were fighting with their baby mom or their girlfriend. They'd come to me and be like, Iggy, man, my girl's fighting with me. Will you write me a poem? And I charge them $5 a sheet. And I'd be like, all right, bro, come here, tell me your story. What happened? Why you fighting? Tell me what's her favorite color. What's something you like to do? Tell me a good memory you have. And I'd make him tell me what him and his girl went through and everything, and that way I could write
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of individuals locked up that were doing the same type of stuff that you're talking about, man, writing poems for people. They're talented like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually nice with it for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm nice with it. If writing the poems, by the end of it, I think I'm a famous rapper. I'm not gonna lie. They kind of get put into a song, but I ain't no rapper. Not.
Yeah.
It's just straight poetry, and yeah, it was like therapeutic to me too, man. Like I have a bro. Seriously, this is my prison box, bro. This is all poems, bro. Look at this. All handwritten poems that I kept. So like I didn't just write the females, I would literally write about my story too. And there's more in here, dude.
Yeah, I got a big box like that too, full of stuff, man, from prison.
I got my commissary list.
Look, let me ask you this, man, because I'm gonna wrap this up, and I want people to come check out your channel once you shot that out again. Just to wrap that story up, how the hell did she get fired? Like, how'd she get caught doing whatever she did?
All right, so we start doing that. I gave her the poems the day before I went to prison. I had a little connect with my CO and her. She's my main plug, and they could look in the computer and say, "Hey, you're getting transferred tomorrow," but they wouldn't know where. But it's actually in the internet. Like, you from the street can look me up and tell me when I'm getting transferred if I'm in jail. You can actually see it in PA. Long story short, the poems did it. She's mesmerized. I go, I go, Shorty, I want to see you again. I don't want this to be it. She goes, listen, I'll find out exactly where you're at. You'll get a letter from me with my phone number in it. Or no, she said, you'll get a letter from me. I said, will that letter have your phone number in it? She said, maybe. And you know how when you're upstate, you got to make a phone list. I don't know if you guys, you got to get approved, this, that, and third. So it takes a month to call your people. Like, you're basically lost. They don't know where you're at. Okay, long story short, she calls me. We're like full mode, talking, trying to eventually get into a relationship, but we're not in a relationship yet. And she said, hey, how can I visit you? I said, here, give me I need your address, your name, your whole ID has to match what I write down. She gives me the info, I put it in. They approve her like this. Now, she's a county jail worker from where I came. So it was kind of like, we were kind of scared, like, they're going to know. No, she's actually allowed by the prison, but the county, she's not allowed. The county found, so she started visiting me. We got numerous visits in 3 different jails. She visited me, but the second jail she got caught up. They ran back her name. They figured out she was a county employee, and then when they went really back, it gets pushed to internal affairs. Then they seen that I was actually on her pod, and she was I was on her caseload. My name was like there. They could go back and see all that. And now they're like, hold up, you're visiting this dude a couple months after he leaves the jail. So they walk her out of jail. They fired her, but you can have a hearing. You know what I mean? Because it's like I guess union. Like, you can have a hearing and try to get your job back. And when she went to that, bro, she was like, listen, man, I'm relieved. I had to get out of there. It's not your fault. I felt so bad, dude. Like, I felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world. It turned my bid upside down. Like, to anyone out there that's facing time, dude, I'm telling you, man, either have a girl or don't, because it's going to twist your bid up to be, it's the worst bid you can have is something going on with your girl at home and you can't do nothing about it. And, it turned my bid upside down. I felt so bad because I felt like she got fired because of me. And she was like blessed. She felt like she was blessed. It was a blessing not to be there no more. And she moved on. We kept talking. She went to got another job. Kept talking. I came home. I mean, we did our thing for a little bit, and then my lifestyle ended up ruining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which I'm done with now. But this is damn near about a year ago. I've been home over a year now. And yeah, when I first come home, it was cool. She held me down and everything. She's the only one that sent me money. I mean, good people, man. Like, she's always gonna be good people to me, no matter what. And as long as she's happy, I don't care. Like, do your thing. Like, she looked out for me, man. Like, hands down. You know what I mean? Like, she coming to jail doing, like, she looked out for me. So I always appreciate her. She wanted to move on. You know what I mean? Do your thing. But it was really my fault. You know what I mean? I got stupid, called her a name. She's like, whoa. Like, I'm not the type of girl. Like, who you think you're talking to? And cut me off like that, bro.
Yeah,
Just like
some
that.
girls are like that, man. They don't stand for nothing,
Yeah,
and that's
not
how.
with it
And
at
some
all.
stand for everything. So, well, that's a pretty crazy story, man. Go ahead before we end this. Shout out your channel one more time, because I'm sure people would love to come check it out and hear your story.
All right, my channel is Iggy MB5679, just like this right here. Those numbers, IGGY, M as in money, B as in boy, 5679. There's my DOC number. I know. I hear about it all the time. Like, why you got your DOC number up there? Like, look me up, bro. I don't care.
Well,
You know what I mean? I
that's the
don't got
best
no
way to
money.
do it, And I'm gonna leave your YouTube channel link pinned in the comment section below for everyone to check out. And I'm gonna check it out too, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll pop
My
in there from time
channel's
to time.
my and about my channel real quick. I got the prison side of it, and I also got the the truth-seeking side of it, trying to expose the corruption that's going on in the world with elites and stuff. And that's what we got to get you on, Def. I got to get you
It's a
on that.
touchy subject, man.
It
Touchy
is, man.
subject.
It is. You know,
Trust me, I got one of those minds. Trust me, and it's hard for me not to speak on some things, but unfortunately, you do have to kind of censor some topics when it comes to YouTube if you want to be prosperous in that type of way. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely, man. I could come on your show and we could talk about on your show.
I also want to be a voice for them that can't speak, man. Like, dude, bro, I got stunned so dirty in there by guards. Guards is what done me dirty. Like, I did 4 days in the hole in a cell with no toilet, cuz I'm talking poop and pee stuffed to the brim of my toilet. I don't have nothing to wrap it up because I'm in the hole, so you don't have nothing. And they would not give me a new cell. I'm in there with another grown man. You got to eat in there. You got to do everything. You're in there 23 hours a day, and I don't even have a toilet. Like, we couldn't use the bathroom. We had to go on top of poop and pee stuffed in the toilet for 4 days. And that's the type of thing where I just want to be a voice for these dudes because I know what they do, and I got my best friends in there still to this day. My other boys got the feds. My other best friends got the feds. So, I mean, one's home, one to go.
Yeah, well, I think slowly but surely this stuff is all starting to come to light, especially through the social media and stuff. Like I made a video on Arizona's locked cell doors and stuff being broke and people getting attacked and killing other inmates because the doors didn't lock. Well, guess what? I think it was 5 days ago. It was like 2 or 3 days after I made that video, and it probably had nothing to do with my video at all. But at the same time, it's pretty weird how a couple days after I made the video on it, stuff is starting to happen over there in Arizona. Yeah, people are getting shipped from the prison because of all the crazy stuff that's happening. Specifically the prison that I spoke on. And I don't know, I doubt it has anything to do with my video, but all that added together between the news, social media, and all the people talking about this certain stuff, especially when someone's losing their life behind it, it's gonna change. And I'm trying to show people's views from every state that I could possibly get my hand on in this country, and I want everyone to tell the dark side of lockup, because this shit's dark for real. And there's a lot of people going through some very dark situations just because of some minor ass charges. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, man. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on to the channel and telling a little bit of your story.
Everybody shout out, man. Stay safe. Actually, stay dangerous, because safes get cracked. Hey, yo, respect to you, brother. For real, man.
Salute to you too, man. You have a good rest of your day. All right, buddy?
Yeah, no doubt, bud. Hit me up.
All right, dog.